Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Talk Football. My name is Liam. The Premier League top three each had a very dramatic weekend fixture. Let's break it down. Let's look at each of their games and what it means for the title race because it is officially blown wide open. Before we get into that though, I just want to take a quick moment to say thank you to all the new viewers and subscribers. The last video did very, very well, and I really do appreciate it. I'm looking forward to building a football community here on YouTube, having a conversation around the beautiful game. Let's talk football. That's the whole idea of this channel. If you are new, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe as well, and get involved in the comment section. I would love to hear from you guys. So yes, the Premier League, the title race is getting wild. It's insane at the moment. Each of the top three, of course, played this weekend, and 2 out of the 3 suffered defeats. Let's break each and every one of those games down. Let's look at the score lines. We're also going to look at the remaining fixtures that each of those top 3 clubs have this Premier League season. Going into the weekend, it felt like it was a matter of who is going to lose first, who's going to slip up first. And well, that was Liverpool. Liverpool were first to slip up. They played earlier and it was a defeat 1-0 at home versus Crystal Palace. It was Eze who scored the lone goal of the game early on, actually, 14 minutes in. The Reds could not find a response. And it's not like they did not have chances. Finishing the game with 21 total shots, only 6 on target though. So their shooting percentage finished at only 28%. And some of those misses, Curtis Jones's chance comes to mind, were golden opportunities. Jones was in on a breakaway and he put it wide. He missed the entire goal. There were other big moments as well. I thought Jota should have 100% scored a goal. Just could not buy a goal today. We saw the same the last couple games as well versus Manchester United. Liverpool had chance after chance after chance and just could not convert. They could not take their chances to score. With 70% possession, the 21 total shots, and 725 passes, this should have been a victory for Jurgen Klopp's side. However, they leave Anfield in defeat, and they slip up first. They are the first of the top 3 to lose momentum, to lose points, and not register a win. Luckily for them, and a bit of a weird scenario, it's not as bad as it could have been. Because, I mean, when that final whistle blew at Anfield, we went, okay, that's it. Liverpool are out of the title race. Manchester City and Arsenal will just continuing, and it'll become a 2-horse race rather than a 3-horse race. However, North London saw Arsenal versus Aston Villa on Sunday, and the Gunners also lose. 2-0 is the final score at the hands of Unai Emery's men. He says good evening to his old club. 2 late goals in this game. Leon Bailey scoring in the 84th minute and Ollie Watkins in the 87th minute. Again, Arsenal were the better team. They had some good moments as well. They're just lacking a goal scorer at the moment. They're lacking that clinical finish, and they could not take any of their chances. So, as bad as it was for Liverpool to lose and not collect any points, it's a little bit better because Arsenal also don't collect points and don't pull away. However, the same cannot be said for Manchester City. They do what Manchester City do. They were facing Luton on Saturday and they end up winning 5-1. Very comfortable and confident performance from Pep Guardiola's side. The scoring was opened very early with an own goal within the 2nd minute to put Manchester City ahead. Mateo Kovacic scored a fantastic goal in the 64th minute The technique he showed to hit a volley, putting it to the right side of the keeper, incredible finish. Erling Haaland converted a penalty in the 76th minute. It was Jeremy Doku who won the spot kick. Ross Barkley did pull one back for the visitors, making it 3-1 at the moment, before Jeremy Doku does score one for himself. A fantastic goal as well. Great footwork. That was the 87th minute. And then Joseph Gvardiol, he's just scoring now. I mean, this guy just comes out of nowhere and scores absolute screamers. He converts in the 93rd minute to make it 5-1. Utter domination from Manchester City. The stats show it as well. 74% possession, 37 total shots. 37! Yes, they only got 13 on target, but I mean, 37 shots and 13 on target. Not too bad, Manchester City. They also finished the game with 763 passes to Luton's 276. So, a little bit of domination. So what does this mean for the table and the title race? Well, at the end of 32 matches played, Manchester City find themselves top of the table, 73 points with a plus 44 goal difference. Arsenal are in second. They are on 71 points and a plus 49 goal difference. And then Liverpool in third, also on 71, just behind on goal difference. They are currently sitting on plus 41. So only 2 points splitting third from first. However, will Manchester City drop those 2 points required for Arsenal or Liverpool to overtake them? I don't know. Let's take a look at the remaining fixtures of each of the teams and see what we think is possible for them to finish out the rest of this season. Manchester City, I think, out of the three clubs have, I'm not going to say the easiest, but maybe the best run of games towards the end of their season. They start off away at Brighton. Not an easy game, but the way Brighton have been playing recently, you think Manchester City should have enough to get past the Seagulls. They're then away to Nottingham Forest. Again, not an easy game. Forest will be fighting for every possible point as they try to survive relegation. Home at the Etihad versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolves have played upset to Manchester City before, but that was when Adama Traore was running the show. He's not there anymore. Is this the same Wolves? I don't know. I'm not. I don't feel Wolves the same as I did a couple of years ago. They then go away to Fulham, and I mean that's not an easy game. Fulham have been playing decent football recently, and away at Craven Cottage, you never know. There could be a potential upset there. The biggest test, though, for Manchester City comes when they go away to Tottenham. They go to the new Tottenham Stadium, and they have to face Ange Postecoglou. Will he be able to spoil Pep Guardiola and his party? You never know. Tottenham are just a weird team. They can play shit one week, and then they can look brilliant the next week. So that could be a massive game in the title race. They then finish their season at home versus West Ham. Again, not the easiest game. West Ham have had some good results this season. They've also had some very bad results. So who knows what kind of West Ham we will be getting on that match day. Now let's look at Arsenal. Compared to Manchester City, I think Arsenal have the toughest finishing fixtures this season. They go away to Wolves. Like I said, Wolves, you don't know what you get on the day. They have potential to play upset. They're then home versus Chelsea. And I know what you're saying. It's Chelsea. However, it's Chelsea. They could do something. You don't know yet. They then go away to Tottenham for a massive North London derby. Again, could Ange Postecoglou play upset and knock Arsenal out of the title race? The Tottenham fans would absolutely love that. And Tottenham are still in a top 4 race. They will need these victories as well. Arsenal are then home versus Bournemouth. I don't really want to be playing Bournemouth at the moment. I watched what they did versus Manchester United. I thought they were a bit unlucky to not get a victory in that game. Bournemouth, they're not bad side. They're playing good football. Arsenal are then away at Old Trafford versus Manchester United. You know how much they love to play upset. You can get terrible United one week, or you can have fantastic Manchester United the next week. Who knows what we'll get? Watch Anthony Martial score a hat-trick. That's just what he'll end up doing. They then finish the season at home versus Everton, who will be fighting for every possible point. They could play upset. They could have a massive say in this title race. That's not an easy game. And now Liverpool's remaining fixtures. They also go away to Fulham at Craven Cottage. Not an easy game the way Fulham have been playing recently. They go away to Everton for the Merseyside derby. Like I just said, Everton are fighting for every possible point, and a Merseyside derby always has something wild happen in it. They go away to West Ham next. Again, away in the London Stadium. Who knows what West Ham you get on the day. They return home to Anfield to play Tottenham. So Tottenham play all of the top three in the final fixtures of the season. Which one will Tottenham upset? I guarantee Ange Postecoglou and Spurs will upset at least one of these top three. Which one will it be? Maybe Liverpool. The way Liverpool like to high press, it suits Ange Ball perfectly. He gets in behind that high press and he's able to counteract. It could be, I don't know, but I guarantee Tottenham will upset one of the top three. Liverpool then go away to Aston Villa. We just watched what Villa did versus Arsenal. Villa are in a top four race. That is a tough game, massive fixture to see out the season. And then they finish their season at Anfield versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Like I've said, for the previous two, Wolves are a tough team on their day. They could always cause an upset. So let's take a look at how we got here in a sense. The last 5 fixtures for each of the top 3 clubs. Manchester City come into this game with a record of 3 wins and 2 draws in their last 5. They've scored 14 and only conceded 5. They're playing Manchester City football at the moment. They're looking very good. Even defensively, they're looking a bit more solid. Yes, there are injuries to John Stones and Kyle Walker, but you feel they're coming back in the next little bit. The only thing that could maybe throw a bit of a curveball into Manchester City's remainder of the season is the Champions League. They have Real Madrid midweek. Very tough game there. If they do get past Real Madrid and onto the next stage, could fatigue play a part in it? Could there be injuries? There's a lot of massive moments and massive games coming up for Manchester City. However, they have the squad for it. They have a lot of depth and a lot of fantastic players who can step up in big moments. I mean, their game versus Luton, they rested Rodri because he goes, "Coach, I'm a little tired. I don't really want to play this one." He goes, "Yeah, you're good. Don't worry. I'm Pep Guardiola. I'm wearing my £1 million watch. I don't really care about anything at the moment. You hang out. Go back to Spain. Chill, everybody. It's all good." Arsenal, they come into this game in their last 5 fixtures with a record of 3 wins, 1 draw, and then the 1 loss today versus Aston Villa. They've scored only 7 goals and conceded 3. At the turn of the new year and after the transfer window closed, Arsenal were scoring a bucket load of goals. They couldn't stop scoring. And it was the team that was scoring, not just a central striker. They were actually missing Gabriel Jesus through injury. The team was scoring goals. That has dried up. Jesus has come back into the mix and the goals have dried up, which is very weird to bring in a striker and you score less goals. For Liverpool's last 5, they are at a record of only 2 wins, 2 draws, and the loss today versus Crystal Palace. They've scored 8 and conceded 6. So I think that kind of shows and tells the story of what's been going on at Liverpool. Also not scoring enough goals, only 8 goals in the last 5 games, and conceding way too much, which is very weird for Jurgen Klopp's side. defensively, they're usually pretty consistent and pretty solid. Yes, they have had injuries in the back. I mean, Allison is only just coming back into the team. Trent Alexander-Arnold was out missing for quite some time. But defensively, they've looked very poor and shaky as of recently. And I just wanted to give a couple other notable mentions. Shout out to Aston Villa. Aston Villa, big result today versus Arsenal. They've actually done the double over Arsenal. They beat them as well earlier on in the campaign, 1-0. So Unai Emery is coming back to haunt his former team. At the moment, they are fourth, 63 points. They're in that top four race mostly with Tottenham. And they also beat Manchester City once this season. So shout out to them. They're doing a fantastic job this year, fighting for Champions League, still in Europe. I think Unai Emery deserves probably coach of the season for what he's achieved. They're looking like such a good club at the moment. And I think if they're able to hold on to some of these bigger talents, next season should be a fantastic one for them. I think this top three race is not done yet. Manchester City are well and truly in the driving seat, and I don't think they are going to drop points. If I'm honest, I see Manchester City being champions come the end of the season, but you never know. You never know. There are some games there that City could be upset, and someone could play villain/hero depending on which way you look at it. For Liverpool and Arsenal, massive moments today, massive points dropped. They were the first to blink in a sort of words. You can't. When you're in a title race like this, when every team is just being perfect, you cannot afford to lose, let alone drop points, but lose. And at home, for both of those clubs to be at home and to lose, very, very poor results. But it's not over yet. And I think if you are a supporter of Arsenal or Liverpool, you shouldn't give up hope yet. Get behind your club, support them, get involved, and you know, in a weird way, send a message, you know, like don't be afraid to get behind your team and say, you know what, I believe in you guys. This is your moment. Kind of thing. Of course, no one's going to read it or really care. But as a community, as a club, I think you should have a bit of energy behind you. Don't let this result deflate the fan base. This is when the team needs you to push behind and get going, push the team on to victory. I know that's easier said than done. I mean, if you're in the stadium, yes, you can get behind the team. I was disappointed actually with Arsenal fans leaving early and just kind of letting the game go. I was like, your club is having a fantastic season and in a title race. You don't leave early. I'm sorry. I know you're losing 2-0, but you don't leave early. I would love to hear from you guys, though. Who do you think will win this season's Premier League? Who are your favorites to go on and lift the trophy come the end of the campaign? If you have enjoyed the video, make sure you like it. Subscribe if you're new. This is Let's Talk Football. My name is Liam. We will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.